Welcome back, dear viewers. You're still watching Nile Cruise on Nile TV, dear viewers, and now we have a group of young Egyptians which are interested in the matter of their country and agreed among themselves to help Egypt. And of course, this is always the spirit of every Egyptian and every youth here in Egypt. In return of tourism full capacity campaign to stimulate tourism and support and actually taking advantage of the presence of the African brothers which are here in Egypt in light of the African Championship which is taking place nowadays here in Egypt. And of course they toured the stadiums of the matches to provide the Egyptian spirit and the Egyptian of course inspirations and everything that is related to this. Of course it's a very interesting topic, dear viewers, that we have youth which are very intellectual and which think of their country. It's all related to Egypt and the spirit of Egypt. And of course we have with us Come to Egypt founders, which is Shadi, Fatthi, the founder of the campaign. A very good day, sir, and it's a pleasure to have you with us today, and pride as well, of course, because you're doing something for our country that we are all really proud of, and we hope, of course, you reach all your goals successfully. Thanks. And also we have with us Mohamed Atef, which is the co-founder and the page administrator of course, Come to Egypt. A very good day, Mohamed, and it's a pleasure to have you with us.
My pleasure.
Thank you, gentlemen, for being with us. And Shadi, allow me to start with you. How have you benefited from Egypt's hosting of the African Cup of Nations, this big event, to serve your Come to Egypt campaign?
Start with you before. I told you before that we focus on our page to encourage and make different marketing through our page and make all benefit from any event in Egypt, like a sports event or any conference. And now in Egypt we have African Cup Nation, and we focus on our page in this event to make motivation and to make nice pictures to Egypt and make contact between our tourists in Egypt and our page. And we have many idea in our page through make contact between us and tourists in Egypt. And for example, now in Egypt, every day you have match in football match club, and we go there through our members and take photo for all people and for all tourists, and put this photo in our page and make contact. Anyone have any advantage or any nice photo, he can share with us in our page. And this only like beginning and like only first idea in our page.
Okay, Mohamed, of course, as a co-founder, he mentioned our page. What is the name of the page?
The page name is Come to Egypt.
Yeah, okay. How did you get this idea, and how did you relate the African Championship to tourism in order to come to Egypt?
We have a lot of thoughts when we first start thinking through this page. We need to tell all the world that we have a lot of things you can share here in Egypt. Many of things you don't have only sports as champions or something like that. No, we have a lot of things. We have the ancient museums, we have the churches, we have a lot of things you can share here. Also the Red Sea, the Nile, a lot of places you can visit, a lot of places you can have your leisure time through.
Yes. Shadi, did you, for instance, cover the visit of famous Real Madrid and Spain player Sergio Ramos to the Red Sea?
Of course, as our point in our campaign is to focus and to give attention to.
You didn't miss that out. I
yes,
mean,
of course. Yeah. I told you before, Mr. Mohamed. We focus on all famous players or any stars he come in Egypt, and on this time we have so many stars come, football player famous For example, now in Egypt we have Sergio Ramos, famous player, and we focus in this point through we put all news and all photo for Sergio Ramos in, for example, in any place like Hurghada or Guna in our page, and of course this make many likes, many shares in our page, and also this give more confidence for all tourists outside Egypt to come again to tell that Egypt very secure now. Egypt is very famous, and we have many famous people in Egypt.
I saw a video when he was practicing next to the swimming pool. That was great.
Yes.
I didn't see.
Yes.
That video was great.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Mohamed, is it possible to cover such such an event like Sergio Ramos here in Egypt, especially that he is not on an official visit, he is on a private visit,
Yeah.
to my knowledge, which I'm sure
Yes.
of. Is it easy to cover this?
No, it's not so easy because such a famous player has a lot of restrictions around. So you can't even know these restrictions may go may go so far. He might be prohibited from taking even a picture with anyone.
Exactly.
So you just need to arrange with his assistant to meet him and then to talk to him, then to have a picture.
So you actually went through all these procedures?
Not yet till now,
till
but
now.
we are going to do it, inshallah.
Yeah.
Right. Have you been to stadiums? Have you been as a campaign, Come to Egypt campaign? Have you met with fans from different African teams?
Until now, already we have photo, but not from us, from our campaign.
Yeah.
And as I tell you before, any tourist have any photo, he send to us in our page and contact with us, and we put this photo in our page. He can share any moment in Egypt from any place, like tourist place or like in football club. But until now, we try and we make plan to go around all tourist places that have more traffic, like Egyptian museum, like pyramids, like any attraction or attractive tourist place in Egypt. And from football match already, we have only photos from tourists to us.
How many followers do you have on your page, and how did you get how many members are you responsible for the page, or are you only two? And how did you get this idea?
Well, this idea start for me before this event and before
Before the event of the CAF?
Yes, of course, because it's public. It's not only this event. This include all events that will happen in Egypt. And by the way, they start with Cup of Nations. This is very nice to us. And about members, I am founder of Come to Egypt campaign, and I have my colleague Mr. Mohamed.
So you're two? Only two?
This
Wow.
women, and what we have many colleagues work in travel industry in Egypt. They motivated. They share with us.
So this is in the field of tourism?
Yes, yes. All we in field of tourism work in hotels. We work in airline, Egypt Airline. We work in Ministry of Tourism, like this.
How many followers on the page?
We have a lot. Like now, we reach like 5,000.
5,000.
And
How
this-
long has this been?
this only-
Since this is start of the CAF?
Less.
No, like more or less.
Less
Yes.
after the CAF started.
Yes.
Wow, that's a
Yes,
great number. That's
Short
Yes.
times, not many time, and we get this 600, and this is good. We will work more, and we work in this.
Mohammed, when I met Shadi before, he said that he wants to take the tourists to new places or to I'm not going to say undiscovered places, but yeah, exactly. That's the
Unfamiliar.
perfect word to
Yes.
to describe it. So tell me about some of these. Tell our African brothers who are here in Egypt and all of our dear friends, all of the tourists, all of our guests, about some of these places that are not so well publicized that you think they will enjoy themselves when they go to.
We have a lot of places here in Egypt you can share with. We have 30 oases. and we have like 1/6 of our space is for the oasis or for such areas. And we also have the longest north coast, and we have the longest coast you can ever imagine all over the world, because we have it like 30,000 kilometers. So we have the longest coast ever in the world. We have to share all the world with our seas, with our treasures. We have hidden treasures here. We have a lot of places that a lot of people don't know a lot about it, even where the local persons or the foreign ones. So we have to market a lot for these places. We have to work for this through electronic marketing, through our website, through our page, through our followers. We ask our followers nowadays to share their photos they had taken in the stadiums, in the museums, in wherever they go, to share it with us through our website. They can send it to us, then we can upload one of them. So this is how we try to connect with people. This is how we are trying to reach the people all over the world.
Great.
Egypt is now, of course, in a state of great stability. That, of course, it's worth to mention, and it's very obvious. And in light of the competition that's taking place nowadays, everything is on high alert. Of course, security and stability is worth to be mentioned, and we're really thankful, of course, to all the authorities responsible for this. And the guide to hosting major events, from your point of view, how to benefit from this stability at this time, very important time, of course, when we're hosting an amazing, very important championship, and how to reach the tourists, how to reach this to the tourists to come to Egypt in light of the stability here in Egypt and the image. How can we make it clear? Through you and your page, of course, come to Egypt.
First of all, we the first thing that we focus in this point, that we want all people to come again to Egypt, and come again with more number of tourists. How we make this? We make this through marketing, through marketing, smart marketing. This now we need new and modern marketing. So you focus in many points. For example, I told you before, you must make contact with you and all guests in Egypt. You want to feel them that they in his home, in their home, not in.
But anyone that comes to Egypt feels home anyway.
Okay, but you want to work more. You not only normal feeling, but you want more. You want to give him smiling. We want to give him that kind hospitality. I talk about hospitality. We need to work more about hospitality. And in Egypt, we have everything is good. We have everything facility. Everything we have in Egypt is good. Only we need to work in motivation. We need to work how to say welcome to our guests to come back again. And welcome this through many points. Not only welcome, that's welcome, smiling, and not only this. We need to make contact. And this our contact start from our page to feel them that you can share with us. You will come again. That's your country. It's not only.
What is on your page that makes them feel that they can come again, or you're mentioning that they should be back here in Egypt or come to Egypt?
First of all, we tell them about which places in Egypt that if they go these places, we feel same culture or different culture, because we in Africa. This, some places same culture and some places is different culture. For example, and to complete the point for my colleague Mohamed about places in Egypt, we focus in, for example, Aswan. We focus in oasis. We focus also. He not mention another places. For example, we have in Egypt many different places not found in another African country. And for example, these places, for example, White Island we have in Egypt. It's called White Island. This White Island in Sharm el-Sheikh near Ras Mohammed. And this place, very nice place like Maldives. This is Maldives in Egypt. And I put these places in my page and make marketing through you. When you enter my page, you can see very nice places, and you not see this places before. I work in this point. We not work in only famous places.
Yeah.
I want all African people when they come Egypt, they saw many new places, and this places is different in his country. when he come, I feel yes, I come Egypt, and there is different tourism in Egypt. I feel I am in my home, and also when we contact with this guest and he share moment with us, he will feel more confident, more he in his country, and
Great.
we work in this point. This
Great.
Mohammed, why is the White Island not known like the Maldives is known today? Why? If he says it's very nice, and I've never been there actually, and he says it's very nice and it's better than the Maldives, whereas no one knows anything about why.
There is a lot of places here in Egypt we have that is not familiar to all the Egyptians. One of these places is Ras Mohammed, and one of these places is Hurghada and Sharm el-Sheikh, which is well known for any foreigner person. But for our Egyptian or our local, so we don't get so familiar with such places because we don't search about it. But the foreign person search for such a good place which is equivalent to what he is going to see in Maldives. So he's trying to have a low cost in some how like Maldives, or here in Egypt we are here somehow low in what he is going to pay here comparing to Maldives, but what he is going to see here comparing to Maldives makes a lot of difference, makes a big difference. So we are going to approach this area because it's such a fascinating place, such a fascinating treasure, that the Red Sea over there, the White Sea, we have a lot of things here. We have a lot of places that you have to visit one day if you don't.
Shadi, the e-marketing, and you guys mentioned it, I
Yes.
think earlier in your speech. It is one of the most important elements now in spreading your goals. So tell me about your efforts in e-marketing.
And
Mohammed, can I ask a question please first? What's an e-market first?
An e-market is electronic marketing. So nowadays we have to market through websites, through pages. You can share your
Social
thoughts.
media.
Yes, social media. You can share your thoughts. You can share your experience. You can share all you can see. You can tell all the persons. You can tell all over the world what you have seen here. So this is how we are going to communicate with the foreign persons or all over the world. We are going to communicate with them through websites, through pages, through pictures. This is how we are going to communicate with them,
Oh.
through electronic marketing.
Okay, thank you, Mohammed.
Great,
Sorry
thank
for-
you.
sorry
Thank
to
you,
interrupt
Rana.
you, because I had to define it.
Thank you. And to the viewers as well.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly,
not
that's
everybody
exactly.
knows it, of course.
And you asked me before about our efforts in our page about marketing, and one of our efforts in our page is to create event. And when I tell you about create event, I mean until now in Egypt we have, for example, a Union Cup, and after Union Cup is finished in Egypt, what we will do? We will think in the future. We not only think about now, because we need all time in Egypt we have events, not only one event in Egypt in 1 year only we have one Egypt. No, we want to create. Okay, how we can create event, and we are only campaign and or only yes, we give idea, we give like invitation, this public invitation for all world that come to Egypt. How come to Egypt? For example, now we are preparing in our campaign to send invitation for all famous and not also not famous people to come to Egypt from,
Celebrities.
of course, and we will make this celebrity in one of famous places in Egypt, and we will go there and for example like put our logo in our campaign and make like celebrity. We will plan. Until now we not know what the show will go on, but we work on this now, and this only idea. And if all people with us, if every people with us, that will give us motivation, encourage us, that will be very nice.
Okay, before we wrap up today's episode, today's segment now, are you planning on focusing on the economic forums and, of course, the conferences that President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi works on yearly here in Egypt, and not only one conference and not only one forum, but many? Are you planning on focusing on come to Egypt page on your Facebook. It's the name of the page is come to Egypt.
Yes,
You're
it's
planning
public.
on,
Of course, in everything, in all type
so
of tourism.
political, sports, championships. You're
Everything.
gonna work
Yes,
on
we
all
work.
these fields. You're not gonna leave any aspect that you're not gonna be working
Yes,
on.
yes. Not we not only work in one division. We work in all division, on all type of tourism, and conference tourism is one of type of tourism in Egypt.
Just come to Egypt.
Yes, it's public.
So your page is come to Egypt.
To
I'm
Egypt.
gonna go home and
Yes,
log
of
in.
course. And
I'm
yes,
gonna
we-
be following
we,
you.
we own
In
it.
today's episode, we thank
Of
you so
course,
much,
course.
of course, for your amazing initiative. It's worth all respect and appreciation. Thank you so much that we have youths in Egypt, and we have a gentleman
Thank
in
you.
Egypt that love their country that much. Of course, it's a pride for all Egyptians and for us here
Thank you,
at Nile
Shadi.
TV.
Thank you.
Thank you.
so much.
It's our pleasure.
Thank you so
Our
much for
pleasure.
joining us.
My pleasure.
Stay with us, dear viewers. We'll be back again.